By paying off the bill through the business credit card, they're in turn able to build business credit, which they turn around and leverage to buy things like real estate. They bought the cars that they wanted, they get to write it off. And these guys are building business credit on the payments as well. They just turned a would-be liability into an asset through the ownership of an LLC. Yo, what's good to all my young hustlers? In today's video, I really wanted to talk about the importance of ownership and assets. A lot of us are hardly ever exposed to them, let alone their benefits. So I figured that I'd drop some game for you guys to hopefully help inspire. So without wasting any more time, let's get it. So the very first reason as to why owning assets is so important is the benefits that they give you. Let me tell you guys how these wealthy folk really buy their cars. They don't just go to a dealer, choose a whip, and pay it off. No, that's not how they do it. What these guys are doing is they buy their cars through their LLCs. They turn those would-be liabilities into assets benefiting them. I'm about to show you guys the rough blueprint as to how they're able to do this. Step 1 is they find a car that they like. Step 2 is they buy it in the name of the business. Step 3 is they write off the payments every single month. And these guys also depreciate the vehicle. This in turn helps them pay less in taxes. And the fourth and final step is the business credit. By paying off the bill through the business credit card, they're in turn able to build business credit, which they turn around and leverage to buy things like real estate. They bought the cars that they wanted, they get to write it off. And these guys are building business credit on the payments as well. They just turned a would-be liability into an asset through the ownership of an LLC. How are these guys ever gonna lose? They got the knowledge and they apply it. But let's keep going though. The second reason as to why ownership in assets is so important is because of the passive income that they can potentially provide. Let me hit you guys with a real life example right quick. Tons and tons of people are losing their jobs right now, which really goes to show that one source of income is way too close to none. Just the other day, it was reported that there were lines of thousands of cards at the food banks because of how hard families were really hit due to the pandemic. Now, I want you guys to imagine what an extra $100, $200 in dividend income could do for a family in that situation. The money from their jobs could stop, but that dividend income is gonna keep coming in like clockwork. And I know those $100 or $200 won't cover everything exactly, but that's enough to cover a bill or some groceries. That's one more thing that they wouldn't have to worry about in that situation, which is major. During the 2008 recession, I was going around the neighborhood with my dad looking for work. I didn't know it at the time, but we were really struggling financially. Just imagine what an extra $100 in dividends would have done for us at the time. That would have been so major and helpful for the family. Thankfully though, we did get through it. What I'm trying to do here is drive a point to you guys. Owning investments that provide us with passive income is great when times are good and even better when times are bad. You always have money coming in no matter what. And the best part about it is us young investors have decades to keep growing our dividend income. It's entirely possible to be earning thousands of dollars a month through our dividend income. And that's money that we're earning like clockwork every single month on top of our business or work income. So that's number 2. Ownership in assets can provide you with passive income. Number 3 is owning assets allows us to pass on wealth to our future generations. Let me hit you guys with the reasons as to why number 1, the rich get richer, and number 2, they stay rich. They pass on investments and assets from generation to generation. These guys really have stock portfolios that were started 2 generations ago. That's years upon years of asset growth being passed on from one person to another. They're getting hundreds of thousands of dollars of passive income through portfolios that were started 2 generations ago. And the craziest thing is, that's only one investment. Tell me you guys, when are they ever gonna go broke? They have to be dumb to be able to fumble a bag like that. But anyways, hear me out real quick. We can do the exact same thing. We start to set up that generational wealth ourselves, and then we're able to pass it on to our future kids. And what they're gonna do is they're gonna pass it on to their kids. This is how our families are able to stay wealthy forever. You can't work your ass off at a job and then pass it on to your kid. It doesn't really work like that. Having ownership in assets is a whole different story though. We'll spend a lifetime investing into stocks and real estate. When the time eventually comes, we'll be able to teach our next generation how to run the investments and also leverage those same investments to buy even more. And once they're ready, we pass it on to them through things like irrevocable trusts, which of course I've already explained for you guys in another video. We can also do something called a custodial account, where we basically open up a regular brokerage account and fund it for our kids or our siblings until they reach a certain age. Just imagine graduating high school and having a custodial account being handed over to you worth over $200,000. There's so much power in that. Let me move on to the third and final one though before I get too carried away. So the last reason as to why owning assets is so important is because they give us the opportunity to help others. I'm sure that we can all agree that with money comes power. The power to be able to help our communities, donate to our favorite charities, and so much more. The money gives you the power to do all of that. We get ourselves right first and then we turn around and help others. Imagine being able to buy backpacks and school supplies for kids through the money generated from our real estate properties and our stock portfolios as well. I mean, Thanksgiving just passed, so imagine being able to fund and help families get food for the holidays. We've all wanted to help out our communities in a big way at one point or another. But let's be real here, you guys. Signing petitions and posting on social media can only do so much. Educating and giving back is where so much change can be made. And of course, owning assets gives you the power to do just that. Make a change. And these are only a few of the things that I could fit in today's video. I could literally go on for hours talking about the benefits to owning assets, but I figured that I'd keep it down to a few for you guys. Remember this though, owning productive assets changes everything. The possibilities are endless. Thank you guys for watching, and of course don't forget to leave a quick like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Beat the odds and do the numbers. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.